Excuse me? This is my studio.
No, it's the other studio.
This is my desk.
No, it's the other desk.
But these are my scripts.
No, this is the other script.
Isn't this the news?
It's the other news.
So where do I go? Oh, the other building.
Your mind did it. Yes, you're welcome. The British High Commissioner was in the news this week. He said British citizens finding it hard to get Nigerian visas. Whoa! What's to do, no they pay no. We're gonna see as it be. All right. The High Commissioner added that Britain is interested in Nigeria's oil. That one we already know now. We've always known what you really care about. It was love at first oil drilling site. We know that since after independence. The National Council on Information held an extraordinary meeting to address fake news. The chairman of the occasion was this guy. Yes, your guess is as good as mine. Naturally, I mean, who else? Well, in the other news, 3 police officers were recently dismissed from the police force for stealing from suspected Yahoo boys. Haba, is there no honor among thieves? Well, finally, in the other news headlines, President Buhari reportedly laughs at speculation about his health. Laugh on, Mr. President. It's free. It's paid for by taxpayers' money. Yeah, the Lagos Council elections came and went last weekend. The Broom Party reportedly swept all chairmanship seats on that flooded Saturday. And for the other party, let's just say their umbrella let them down and they got drenched. It was a washout. Well, the umbrella people now claim that the broom people hired rainmakers to rig the election. There will always be stories in Nigerian election. Movement was restricted on that day of the election, which for the very young kids meant they could play football on the streets. But the curfew meant a loss of business for traders and pickpockets. Election day was an opportunity for the youth to come out en masse and vote for councillors and chairmen that will represent them. So thousands of youths woke up that early morning in spite of the rain and did what young people do best: tweet from their beds. Yes, there was low turnout, which was very disappointing. Local government council is the primary and perhaps the most important level of government. The LGs are responsible for your sanitation, basic health care, and education, which are all very important to our daily lives. So you would think that we'll take it seriously. But we seem to be more interested in the governorship and presidential elections. Perhaps we can get young people more excited about elections by simply rebranding them. Let's turn Giddy Fest into Giddy Election Fest. Yes, hopefully a turn-up can improve the turnout. Well, but voter turnout was not the only thing that was low. Incidents of election violence were so few that a visibly happy commissioner of police said his men had arrested only 110 suspects. Imagine if it was a full turnout. There was outrage last week when the news filtered out that the House of Representatives had killed the not too young to run bill, saying that the proposed legislation was not too young to die. That bill is meant to reduce the minimum age for being a candidate for president from 40 years to 30 years, governor from 35 to 30 years, Senate from 35 to 30 years, and House of Representatives from 30 to 25 years, so that more young people can have a say in how Nigeria is governed. Nigeria has had young leaders before now, like Gowon and Ojukwu, even Major Al-Mustafa. Yes, he ruled the country for a couple of hours after the apple was swallowed. I don't know if you still remember. Yes. And there was also Salisu Buhari. Yeah, you remember him. The ambitious 29-year-old who became Speaker of the House of Reps in 1999 after claiming he was 35 years old. Yeah, he was eventually impeached and he left in tears. So maybe not all of these guys are good examples of capable young leaders. But back to the not too young to run bill. Yakubu Dogara, the youngish 49-year-old Speaker of the House of Representatives, says that the bill has not been killed, but was simply renamed. So, I mean, please help me out. So what is really going on? Could it be that some old politicians are afraid that if young people contest and win public office, they will destroy our public institutions, loot the treasury, and maybe even drive Nigeria to the bottom of the global corruption rankings? Wait a minute. Already too late. I mean, old people have taken care of all that. So why are the old afraid of the young? The not too young to run campaigners led a march to the National Assembly this week. Our bright, vibrant, innovative youth were once promised that they will be leaders of tomorrow. I remember they promised us as well. Well, it seems tomorrow has finally come. Once we can convince them to put down their phones, get out of bed, swim through the floods towards their full potential, maybe Nigeria will finally better. Who knows? Did you like the show? Just click here to subscribe. Click here. Yeah, here. Thank you. We often seem to forget that politicians are almost people, like you and I. They have hopes, dreams, feelings. Sometimes they show their soft side. They try to be nice to each other. Here is something we like to call politicians say nice things to each other. Keep your handkerchiefs close and enjoy.
That's when I first knew Amici, wearing the same clothes every day for months. And he betrayed that man, cast him aside, and betrayed so many other people, betrayed his own people in Rivers State, simply because he wants to be vice president. And he never ever got the nomination. Shibacho got it instead. And
Kayode lacks the credibility for that. Can I move to the next?
With a rotten mouth, you come and be condemning PDP for which you were president for 8 years. That gave you a platform from prison.
The only time that we had some semblance of peace in PDP was when Bode George was in prison.
When he was in prison?
That was the only time we had a sense of peace, some semblance of peace in PDP. Before and after coming out, it has always been crisis galore.
This is the man who knowingly had sex with an HIV positive woman and later explained to court that shower will lessen the chances of contracting HIV. This is the man who knowingly impregnated a friend's child despite that he had many wives at home.
Excuse me? This is my studio.
No, it's the other studio.
This is my desk.
No, it's the other desk.
But these are my scripts.
No, this is the other script.
Isn't this the news?
It's the other news.
So where do I go? Oh, the other building.
Your mind did it. Yes, you're welcome. Now, the weekend rains brought serious flooding to parts of Lagos mainland. Yeah, I know the island people are laughing at the mainland people now. Well, as well as parts of Port Harcourt, Enugu, and cities in southern Nigeria. Uber responded by announcing a new service. Yeah. The government also reacted swiftly by bringing out its wet bag of old tricks and issuing the usual press releases and weighing in on the issue.
Those portions that are affected, we have to look at the design again and probably begin to think of raising the level of the road at those points.
This is a big wake-up call. This is a great opportunity to really put this on the agenda and see how we factor it into budgets.
And now is the right time that we have change.
In some areas, some drainages are still being constructed.
As this time last year, we had over 227 complaints. Today, we have 31 complaints, which means we have made a lot of progress.
I could go on and on and on, but so can they. Government always seem to be taken by surprise by something that is sure to happen again every year. You know, exactly like that, your cousin, who is surprised every time that JAMB result comes out and he fails. Like he prepared enough. All right, the flooding of Lagos Island 2 weeks ago was supposed to be a wake-up call. But of course, we refused to stay woke. And rather than make the floods a major issue in the local elections and participating in the process, this is how the youth chose to react. Yeah. So, here we are. Between the last floods and the next one, drowning in government promises and throwing garbage into gutters and canals. Did you like the show? Just click here. Yeah, click here to subscribe. Click here. You too do shakara. Our health and hygiene correspondent, Binta Badmus, caught a whiff of an urgent issue of public concern. So she grabbed her hand sanitizers and went to town to investigate. Here is her special report.
Today, we took to the streets of Lagos to find out what the average Lagosian is most concerned about. What is their most pressing problem? What are they most in need to be relieved of? The answers might surprise you.
The kidnapping of the school children.
That is flooding.
The bad road.
Lagos is, of course, a no man's land, so definitely it's congested.
Marginalization.
It's unemployment.
As I spoke with them, I realized there was another pressing concern on their minds.
If you go to carriage, you will be jumping shit up and down.
Urination and defecation is being owned by individuals.
Government are trying their best to make the public feel comfortable and easy and all that.
The public toilet itself is quite dangerous because when you use it and the water comes up, touch part of your anus, you contact infection from there.
They're kind of odors that you can't bear in that public toilet.
This shouldn't be a pressing concern. Or is it? So we spoke to the Commissioner for Environment, Babatunde Adejare.
Are they human beings at all? You start asking that kind of question. How can somebody in his or her right senses go by that eco bridge in between the two lanes, sits there and wants to defecate there? Some things are not just right and not normal. That is pure an abnormality.
Lagos has about 600 public and mobile toilets. That's perfectly adequate for a city of about 20 million people.
A lot of public toilets out there, but maybe because there's no proper way of cleaning or maybe proper way of taking care of it, so it looks tattered, rough and messy.
The actual maintenance are making sure that people do not contact disease they are not doing.
And what does the Commissioner say about this?
We are rehabilitating the old ones and we are giving them to facility managers now. That's our aim. Give them to facility managers. Even some of those our graduates that are looking for work, they can become facility managers and manage these things.
Good news! Nigerian graduates now have a new career option. So if you're out there looking for a job, this is your best call. Have you ever peed outside?
When I'm pressed and I have no choice, I have to just okay.
How can I? I'm educated. I cannot do it.
I'm in Nigeria, yes. I only feel comfortable to do that in the night.
No.
Be honest.
Honestly, I can't do that.
Until the government apprehends and sanctions these renegades, they will continue to torment the poor walls and canals in Lagos. I am Binta Badmus, reporting for the other news.
Wow, the world is one big toilet. That's why shaking hands with strangers on the street can be a matter of life and death.
Oh shit, oh take, pray them niggas go away. Oh, we sell the clowns around, it look like circus show. Like